Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Escola.
It's a me, Sean O'Rourke.
It's a me, Smithy.
Strap your belt on, kids, because we're going to Koopa City 1 with Super Mario Brothers as we go book to the movie! Dun, 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 dun. We're back!
Definitely not just in time for the movie coming out. Just
Yes.
a total coincidence that we're doing the book to the movie on the MDU classic.
Yes.
The let's call it our
The seminole MDU classic.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's our constant, if you will.
Yeah, it's really it's another one of those big bangs, right? If you
It's
go back
one
and
of the many flashpoints.
go back and listen to Super Mario Brothers that we covered a few years back.
Or if you're on Patreon for $5 and $10 tiers, go check out that watch along of the Morton Jankel cut we did.
Oh, we sure did. Yeah, that's a great one.
Find out about the pizza.
The definitive way to watch Super Mario Brothers the movie. TM.
But today we have CB Smith here to tell us about the book
To the movie.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, because it's a novelization, it is a movie to the book.
Ah,
movie.
yes.
To the
in
movie.
in the same way that Child's Play 3
All right.
was a novel to the movie, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Go check that out. The Child's Play 3. That was our first episode with CB Smith,
Very
right?
first episode. And very first episode of Book to the Movie was, of course, the seminole.
Well, Frankenstein Unbound.
Frankenstein Unbound.
Absolutely. Yep. So I just want to say it's good to be back here, guys.
It's always good to have you here.
Yep. We've been friends for, years now, and you guys have really blown up on your channel. I just want to say, y'all been doing a really good job.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all deserve all of the success that you've had. And
Thanks.
for many, many more to come.
Well, hopefully we can rub some of our good luck on you Because-
Rub my Karibo shoe on you.
because you have an awesome channel as
Yes.
well, called Taking a Page,
Mhm.
where you do what again?
We talk about books and adaptations and the history around them as well. Currently, I'm working on a very, very, very big project on Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, there you go.
Mazes
We'll be
and-
covering some of that around this time period also.
Yes.
Mazes and Monsters with Tom Hanks.
Mhm.
He's not on the show. That would have been great.
That would have been a big get.
And a big old breakdown of the Satanic Panic and exactly what was it? Because we tend to think of it in how Stranger Things remembers it, right? Where it's like everyone's all crazy about D&D and everything. And
Yeah.
it's actually much deeper than that. But
Mhm.
that's going to be in the future.
I'm looking forward to it. Can't
Yep.
wait.
But right now, Super Mario Brothers.
We're sticking a rock into a meteorite is what we're doing.
Mhm.
Where's the rock, gentlemen?
Where's the rock?
No,
CB, where's the rock? I want it.
don't hurt me, Dennis Hopper.
That's King Koopa, President Koopa to you.
That's Mr. Koopa to you, sir.
Between this movie and Land of the Dead, I think my new favorite genre is slimeball politician Dennis Hopper being bested by quirky underdog John Leguizamo.
Also,
Oh, there you go. Exact. Literally.
he's one egg-sucking son of a snake, that guy.
That he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Now, normally on this show,
He didn't lie.
No, he did not.
Normally on Book to the Movie, it's a situation where like I've never seen the movie, but I read the book and we just kind of discuss the differences. In this case, and with another episode that will be out soon, I've seen the movie, but in the case of Super Mario Brothers, I haven't seen it in like almost 20 years.
Okay.
So
20 years removed from the quintessential Super Mario Brothers movie.
you know what? It is. what it is.
As of right now, we don't know. The new one might be better. We're going to find out one day. But as far as this review is concerned, just this film.
I'll tell you right now, I am excited for that Mario Brothers film.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to jump on the bandwagon with every other motherfucker on the planet, but Chris Pratt, what are you doing? Otherwise, I'm there for it.
I don't really give a shit about that. I think it's just going to be a good fun
Yeah,
time.
no, I do agree. Just have to talk about an elephant in the room. I just had to say it. I'm there for Charlie Day's Luigi. Jack Black's killing it as
Bowser.
As Bowser.
Yeah.
And some of the other voice roles, like Peach, I don't remember. I think it's what's her face from The Witch and Last Night in Soho, and the menu. Anna Taylor-Joy?
Anna Taylor-Joy, yeah.
As Peach. So
Aaron Taylor-Johnson,
yeah, and Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. But anyway,
Oh,
pretty
that's
good
good.
voice cast.
Can you imagine? Like, I can't wait to hear Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
I guess here's one for you, dumpster dwellers. Let us know in the comments if you liked the new one better, or the old one we're gonna kind of compare to the book version, or maybe if you're one of those people that just really likes the novelization and fuck the movie.
Well, I think this is a completely different animal than the new Mario movie.
Yes.
And comparing them is a little...
But let us know.
Yes,
in the
absolutely. Oh, 100%.
But Smith,
But Sean,
yes, let us jump into let's go in the pipe. Let's get the
glug, 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 glug.
Yeah.
so before we do that, I do always like to give credit to the author,
okay.
Todd Strasser, who, let me get my notes out. He's still alive today.
Oh, good. Now
He's-
he could sign that if we ever see him.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
that'd
good
be
point.
great. He might be a little confused because he's written a lot and be like, oh, yeah, did I write that? He's credited.
In an alcoholic haze.
He's got that cough medicine in the trash can recipe from King.
So he wrote almost 150 books.
Wow.
Jeez.
Are they all adaptions?
They are not.
Okay.
He's mainly been doing YA and like middle school, mostly in like very like focusing on like boys in school dealing with all sorts of trouble and stuff. But he also has like branched out in other series too. He has one book called Here Comes Heavenly, which the way it's described to me, it seems like it's Mary Poppins for the raw means I love you and dinosaur generation.
Oh.
Okay.
Very like if Tonks was your babysitter from Tonks from Harry Potter, if she was
Okay.
your babysitter, I think that's what he was going for.
Okay.
It seems kind of nice. Then he has a couple other ones. One book is called Abe Lincoln for Class President. Don't know what that's about.
Is it like Abe Lincoln in his like younger years?
I like to imagine it's like a mini Abe Lincoln with the beard and everything.
It's just he like looks old,
but like
with
in a
the beard.
modern classroom, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got hip clothes, but he's still wearing the top hat.
Almost like a Clone High type vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But he
well,
also
probably for kids, not like Clone High.
But he's definitely done novelizations, a lot of them. And some of them you might have heard. If you had a favorite movie of the 80s and 90s, there's a good chance that he wrote the novelization to your childhood,
Really?
including but not limited to Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
What is that like?
I don't know.
Oh boy.
Home Alone 1 and 2.
Oh.
Mhm.
We did cover two,
We
so
did cover
you know.
two.
Might have to come back to circle back to that one.
Might have to. Free Willy 1 and 2.
Okay.
Now, that one's an odd one because I think there are two novelizations of Free Willy 2 one by him and the other one by a different author.
I was gonna say, does it come with like a cassette tape with that song by Michael Jackson that tells you to hit play right when you get to the part in the book? Press play now on your video on your cassette recorder.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
say
a
that-
Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah.
That
Hit play on your cassette recorder.
It's actually Michael saying it.
Oh God.
Sorry, threw you for a loop on that one.
Woo. All right.
There you go. That was better.
So Todd Strasser he's been very, very prolific and still writes today. So Super Mario Brothers is not his most well known. In fact, this was actually kind of hard to find. I mean, you go on the internet, you're able to find it. So as far as I can tell, only 2 countries published this book. One was the United Kingdom, and the other one was Brazil.
Wow.
Mario's big in Brazil, I guess.
I guess so. But I'm kind of jealous because Brazil, their books came in hardcover while this one was only available in softcover in English. I was like, man, Brazil got the hardcover treatment.
Well, the Americans are like, just shove this thing into a bookshelf when you're done with it. Forget about it.
Throw it in the garbage when you're done. It's
I
like a
got to learn
disposable
my
napkin.
Portuguese then.
Oh yeah.
Insert it into your VHS box. It won't. It'll probably break it, but that's where you're gonna put it. This flat piece of shit.
So I only have vague memories of the movie. Remind me, it begins with like an animated sequence, right?
It does.
Now,
Which I forget about every single time.
So the theatrical cut does have that, right? Because they thought people weren't going to understand the movie.
Mhm.
Because the Morton Jankel cut, as we found out, that is completely
Wow.
excised from it.
True.
Do they also like explain like the meteorite comes down and there's two worlds separate or something?
Yeah, it's two dinosaurs. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this, and it's really shitty animation. They're like, yeah, this is Brooklyn or whatever's, and this fucking meteor came down and blew up into two different worlds, the dinosaur world and the human world, and that's it. It cracked open again or something.
So
but the dinosaur world's the only one that knows about it, that it happened, and is cognitive. Like, they all know that Earth exists, but Earth has no fucking clue the dinosaur world exists.
It's been wiped from the history books from our version.
Right,
of Earth. Yeah.
So that's not in the new the uncut version, right?
The intro is not, but
the intro isn't, but the way the movie plays out is.
Right,
okay,
exactly.
So the book does it's very, very, very short. In fact, the whole book itself is very short.
Dinosaurs, plumbers, who gives a shit pie.
Yeah.
But basically, all right, so 65 million years ago, blah blah blah, meteorite.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into Brooklyn in modern day, or was it 1993?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Classic music. Again, long-time listeners, you know.
So we actually start with a mysterious stranger coming out of the sewers and laying a object in front of a church.
Laying a egg?
Exactly.
So we'll get to that, but she gets picked up by King Koopa,
Right.
who in the book is described as oddly handsome.
I think Dennis Hopper's oddly handsome.
Yeah.
Would you say so?
Not with that hair.
Well, that's the oddly part.
I don't know. He looks like an 80s club goer.
There is
Actually, all of Koopa City looks like that. Anyway.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah, the neo-noir club.
Well, yeah.
We're covered in fungus.
So he's described as having this hypnotic power over people that people keep breaking. Because then this woman breaks this old rotten piece of wood and just everything tumbles down and she dies, but Koopa survives. Then you cut to two nuns coming out of the building and seeing this thing here, and it is an egg, but then it starts wobbling and out comes a human hand.
Princess Daisy.
Now, in my head, I'm thinking my great aunt was a nun. And I know for a fact that kindly soul of a person would look at an egg and a human hand coming out of it, and even her would be like, we got to burn this shit.
I think we said that on the episode. We're like, yeah, those nuns are sacrificing, but they're offing that kid big time.
Offering it to God or Jesus or somebody.
We're just cleaning.
It's the devil, blasphemy.
We're just cleaning it with fire now.
Yes,
In
and fire. Yeah.
In the movie, we don't get something as striking as a hand coming out of the shell. We just see the fucking eggshell falling off a baby and it starts crying.
Oh, it breaks apart. The whole baby comes out. They're like wiping it off and stuff.
Oh, they come off it.
Oh my god!
Whatever the hell that is.
Dinosaur.
It's a baby shot.
Movie dumpster. I don't know. Let's move on.
Yes.
Let's move on to the Mario Brothers in their apartment.
Yes. Now is Luigi. Let's really get down and get nitty gritty with the details. Is Luigi watching Unsolved Mysteries or whatever the fuck that is he's watching?
And is he really good at video games?
Yes, actually, he is watching a knockoff of Unsolved Mysteries, and he is playing video games, and he's got UFO tabloid magazines all over the place, and Mario's like, "What are you doing all this, Luigi?" That's my best Mario.
That's fine.
Do they have plungers hanging on the wall decoratively? That's what I want to know.
I don't remember.
They leave that detail out of the book.
Yeah.
I think they left the detail.
That was an
out.
artistic choice for the film.
Yeah.
I do actually kind of like this characterization though, just in general, this idea of one is proud of being a plumber. He loves being a plumber. He doesn't want anything else. And the other one, he wants something more in the great wide wander. Luigi is our Disney princess.
He wants adventure, yeah.
Yeah.
And before we move on, I know we talked about this a little when we did Mortal Kombat a year or two back, but it's like, for
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
But we did cover both,
yeah.
but specifically the first one, and I'll compare it to Mario just very briefly to make a point here, is that you got to remember, folks, when this came out, they had nothing. They had literally nothing besides whatever was in the game, which was very little, to base this off of, and they were like, make a fucking movie, figure it out.
We talk about it in depth in that, and I think that what they did with this movie is way better than it was initially given credit for.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Now I will say, before we get back to the plot at hand, It does take about 30 minutes to kind of get going, and there is some character building moments there that I do enjoy, but it is a bit of a slow start, but you do need this stuff in the opening.
Yes, and again, I cannot stress enough, watch that Morton Jankel cut because
It fixes all the issues,
a lot
honestly.
of shit that is
A lot
not
of it, at
great.
least.
Yeah.
See, I haven't watched it in preparation for this because I'm like, let me just remember this movie as I remembered in my childhood.
Awesome.
I mean, not a bad thing.
No. So, the Mario Brothers, they are sitting around and they get a call for a job.
Scapelli.
Scapelli.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
Scapelli.
So what in your heads, what are the Scapelli brothers?
And they're like kind of they
They're
come
like-
off as mob related
Yeah.
or mob influenced.
Well, I think they were tried for murder and they got the chair, right?
Yeah, Ghostbusters
Yeah, the Scaleri brothers.
Oh yeah, well that's their cousins, slightly different
The
spelling.
Scapellis, the Scaleris.
Yeah,
So the mob thing is pretty close. So when they go to this job, they go into the restaurant, and the guy who's like, "Oh, you got to fix this dishwasher," and Mario's just like, "Yeah, it's a gasket. You know, you gotta fix one thing, and then it's a 2-hour job. It's fine." The Scapelli brothers are like, "No, it got to be 2 weeks. It's gonna cost too much. It's gonna cost a lot."
Oh, that pot's very hard to get, you know.
So-
It's gonna cost about
So-
$700 just for the pot.
so we actually do get them trying to fix this dishwasher though, because in the movie they just get there and Scapelli's there and they just basically give up.
So we got
In the Morton
names.
Jankel, they go in there.
Oh, they do. See, I didn't rewatch the Morton
Yeah.
Jankel and Prep. I just watched the regular.
I'm just remembering
Yeah,
because that was
yeah,
such
yeah.
like a big scene where they
Okay.
like go in and the Scapelli's guys are there.
So-
and Scapelli's guys are like, "You fucking beat you, Mario Brothers."
It's
Yeah.
kind of coming back to me as you're talking about it,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So we have Doug and Mike as the Scapelli brothers.
Oh, they're actual.
They actually got names.
It's not just like a big company where it's just called Scapelli.
Well, there is a Mr. Scapelli. He is very
He's
much
the patriarch of the clan.
Yep, and he's
Okay.
very much like the mobster because Mario, like, they throw him to the side, and Mario's like, hey, no one touches my tools, all right? And then the Scapelli
Yes.
brothers are like, well, Mrs. Scapelli doesn't care if we touch your tools or not, but Mrs. Scapelli, he wants us to do this job, capiche?
I think that's the whole
Yeah, Mr.
scene.
Scapelli's at home eating oranges, chasing his grandson around in the fucking tomato field.
So
Life was easier before he was a monkey.
He was selling oil,
Yeah.
olive oil.
That's right. He's covered in it.
He is Italian, so
He's a greasy boy.
yeah, he
I
is.
know. Trust me.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Yes.
Exactly. The Godfather. That's the
Yeah.
reference, guys. Anyone that's confused, if you don't get it.
We got it.
We got it. I'm just telling anyone at home that's like, what the fuck are they even talking about?
I was
Then
just
why are
talking
you
about
watching a
olive
movie
oil.
Wow.
show?
So it happens the same way. They leave because the restaurant owner is like he fears for his life. He's like, I guess I'll pay the extra and do the 2 weeks. It's fine.
Or
whatever."
they'll break his fucking legs. Yeah.
Exactly,
God, yeah. Mario's better at the job, but we don't want to have any inflicted bodily harm.
we don't want to upset Mrs. Scapelli.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't
Or
want to have an
whatever's-
insurance problem.
Yeah.
And the Scapellis do keep coming back. But then Luigi meets Princess Daisy, the archaeologist in Brooklyn.
That sounds like a movie in itself. Archaeologist in Brooklyn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Theodore Rex sequel.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Him and Whoopi.
From what I remember from the movie, like Luigi's like very awkward, being like, hi, I don't, and then Mario comes in.
It's a
he's
pleasure
like,
to meet me. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, Mario saves his ass to rank
Dinner.
CB.
He's just like, what my brother's trying to say is that he doesn't know what he can say because you got him all messed up. Now get in the van.
Right.
It's pretty faithful so far.
Oh
I
yeah,
must
yeah.
say,
Yeah, it's not a lot of differences from what I recall being a kid.
because it's based on the original screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, it is. And it also got like fun little pictures in there too.
Oh, there you go.
It has a very Scholastic book vibe, but I don't think Scholastic published it because it wasn't in America.
Scholastic Brazil.
Yeah. They have the dinner, right? The
Right.
scene. So Mario brings his girlfriend, Luigi's on a date with Daisy, and they hit it off. And this is the whole like, no, Mario, he's been my brother, my mother, my second
My
cousin,
father, my
twice
father.
Yeah, right.
My brother, my
yeah.
sister, my cousin.
Because Daisy's like, oh, I'm an orphan. And he's like, oh, we have something else in common. And he lists
You
that
mean you
whole
don't know
thing
who
off.
your parents are neither?
Right.
But
Mother and
but
father are neither.
we get the backstory though, where like, no, they're literal brothers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is the original parent, but Luigi is like he doesn't want to be a plumber. He didn't even grow a mustache.
Well,
Unacceptable.
Very unacceptable.
Well, CB's got it there for you, John.
There it is.
I got you, John.
And the man can grow a nice mustache. I've seen it
Yeah?
Yes.
in other movies.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Nice. So
He's got to appear younger. The sex appeal. He's the sex appeal.
Wow,
In the
yes.
Mario Brother
This
twins.
is true. Luigi's getting the pussy in this
Yeah,
one.
he sure is. I don't know. Mario's getting
I mean,
Daniela, dude.
Mario's getting it too, but he's a little bit more low key about it.
No,
Yeah.
no one can deny a Mario charm.
I mean, Mario's like got women throwing themselves at
the
him in this
charm of a
movie.
Mario. Yeah.
The charm of Bob Hoskins. Let's not even
It's
kid
also
ourselves.
true. But when Bob does that Italian accent, man, I mean, watch
Yeah,
out.
Jessica Rabbit coming after his ass
Yeah,
too.
caught him with his pants down.
What a lucky goyle.
He's playing patty cake with her.
Ooh. This is a children's show.
It is?
Question
Holy
mark.
shit.
No, it's a children's movie.
Is it though?
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a children's book at least.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So, Daisy takes Luigi off to go see the site, right?
Right.
The
This-
dig site in
the
the
dig
middle of
site.
Brooklyn.
In the middle of Brooklyn.
By the Brooklyn
Okay.
Bridge or whatever that is.
But the Scapelli brothers sabotage the sub pumps because they wanted this land here for nefarious reasons that
Yes.
aren't very clear in the book.
They're not clear in the movie either.
That's a shame.
Even in the Morton Janko. it's Scapelli's land or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're trying to build something in the movie.
Yeah.
Sports
Okay.
complex or
Because
something.
Scapelli's also like a developer too. It's not
Right.
just plumbing. They're like doing all kinds of shit. I
Okay.
think.
Typical mob shit. He's got his finger
Well,
in multiple pies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, they don't ever flat out say he's mob, but it's like
heavily
heavily
implied.
Yeah.
Okay. So they get Mario to help him out with fixing the sub pumps to save the site. And then in comes, Spike and Iggy,
Oh man.
right,
The
yeah.
the Koopa cousins,
the Koopa cousins.
played by who is it?
Fisher Stevens.
Fisher Stevens. Yeah,
I
and
forget
that
who the
other
other
guy, I
guy
always
is.
forget his name, from Howard the Duck and Monsters.
Oh, right. Yeah. Either way, they're both hilarious
They're
in the
fucking
movie.
hilarious in the movie.
How are they in the book?
They're basically your standard bumbling idiots
Yeah.
being like they see Daisy and they're like, oh look, it's her, right? And they're like, I can't tell these humans apart or whatever.
Which is a good gag.
You bag her, I grab her. You grab her, I bag her.
Oh no, if I remember from the movie years ago, like there's good chemistry with those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't really translate that well in the book.
Okay.
Also, this next chapter where it's like kidnapping Daisy's like it's really really quick. She gets knocked out, thrown in, and Luigi and Mario they just jump in. There's no like scene where Hopkins is like trying to edge in, being like I don't know about this, and then falls into what is the
The hell universe?
Rodney Dangerfield was down there too.
Well, that's true. That Triple Lindy sent him flying through there.
Yeah, so like that's really skimmed over in the book, and they land in what is a place called? In the
It's
movie?
the
City
Koopa
One?
City.
Well, we call it Koopa City 1, but it's the Mushroom
Okay.
Kingdom.
Okay.
Well, I don't think they're really cagey about it in the movie because it's like
Well, the fungus is supposed to be the
I
king,
think it's
and then the Mushroom
Dino
Kingdom.
City or some shit. Actually,
In the book, it's called Dinohattan.
yes,
Dinohattan,
it is.
right.
It is
Well,
actually
Well,
called that.
Dinohattan, but like it's just that part of it.
I don't know if they ever actually say it. Maybe
Yeah.
literally once, or it's on a sign.
I think
but
it's,
it is
or
Dino
it says it. Yeah.
So it is Dinohattan in the book. They never really mention like Koopa City or whatever, but Koopa's got his name like everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Koopa Bridge, Koopa Towers,
Koopa Hari Desert.
the Koopa Tower of Oppression, which is supposed to be a Statue of Liberty.
Wait.
Whoa.
That is not in the movie.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah.
Please describe it. Is it a giant statue of Dennis Hopper?
Well, people are getting whipped.
But he's
and
got like a
chained up.
fucking I don't know what.
I'm trying to.
It's got one of those Devo guns. The
it's,
Tower of Oppression. That's what it's called.
That's like out of Mad Max or something.
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. The Koopa Statue of Repression.
Oh,
Oh.
excuse us.
Excuse us.
Doesn't
Todd
sound much
Strasser.
better, though.
It's definitely the former.
Yeah, that's also in the sand, and I always imagine it as like a Planet of the Apes thing, where it's
Yeah.
like out sticking out like that. But that's like much later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love just real quick in the movie, it has Dinohattan or Koopa City 1, and the entire globe is just a fucking desert
Mhm.
around it.
Except for the one area.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, like he spins it, and it's just like.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good.
Do they meet Big Bertha from the Boom Boom Bar in the book?
They do, and boy, that made Big Bertha sure made 9-year-old me have feelings. I just remember just one day I'm watching that movie and the meteorites between the bosoms, and little me is just like, I I don't know why, but I'm really jealous of the Rock right now.
So something on Little Stevie was very corpulent. Very corpulent.
Very corpulent.
Was she corpulent? Very corpulent?
Yeah, who needs therapy? You just go on this show and just talk about
Your very corpulent piece.
The Rock. Hard. Yeah.
The Rock. Exactly.
I did become the meteor.
Well, those sparks
Self-realization.
flew. Just like
Mhm.
what's her face when she put the fucking piece in.
I
You
did.
exploded, right?
When I met my fiance, yeah.
Yeah, Fiona Shaw when she hits that fucking electrical grid. Exactly.
Yeah. So she does steal the rock. Now, this is a weird thing in the book. How would you describe the necklace used to wrap around the... Would you call it a necklace? Would you call it string?
It's definitely like a string with this like...
Would you call it a thong?
I guess it could have... The Rock could have fit in between her tits like a thong. I could maybe see
I
that.
think traditionally, yeah, it would that because it's like made of leather, right?
Yeah.
It's like a leather strap.
Yeah. It's referred to as a thong multiple times in the book.
Did you read the UK version?
I'm sorry, I can't read Portuguese, Joe.
So, okay.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
and he put the thong with the rock on it. Yes, between her breasts,
Her bosom.
the bosom.
And then this bird went and flew with our fucking boots in the air.
She fucking launched off the floor.
Blimey. While they're in Dinohattan, you see a couple like video game references, just like being video games, where like Luigi's like, maybe it's a parallel universe we just jumped into, and Mario's like, you've been playing too many video games. There's a bunch of those in the book.
Like, that's Luigi's first thought. Hey, maybe it's a parallel universe.
Oh, he was hoping to God it was a parallel universe when he fell through that fucking wall.
You just gotta believe, Mario.
Anything's possible.
Oh, well, that's a good point, Luigi.
It's
Whatever the fuck your name
Luigi
is.
Mario.
Yeah, right. There's three of them, right?
Okay, look, how many Marios are there between the two of you? There's three. There's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
And then in comes Mojo Nixon being Toad, right?
Yes, Mojo Nixon is Toad.
I'm sorry, the old lady with the gun.
Oh,
Boys-
Granny Van Dam.
You boys new here?
Yeah, with the super shotgun.
I want Koopa coins, and she fucking shoots him into the damn car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was GVD.
She
Dino GVD.
Oh, right, which puts into question whether this is a parallel universe version of her or just her because she could do the phase walking.
Oh, she could definitely. She's popping between universes for sure.
Time
yeah.
is no issue with Granny Van Dam.
Time is but a door, and death is but a window. No, death is but a door. Time is but a window.
She sees no death, so
No.
it works either way.
Exactly.
She sees no death, only windows. Wait, no.
She sees through them into other universes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like the gunslinger. Yeah.
We have to do Dark Tower. one
Oh,
day.
I would love to.
So that happens, and then they meet up with Mojo Nixon, which
Hanging out with brothers from another dimension.
Yeah. He also gets like arrested immediately for talking bad about Koopa. And it's like,
he's singing, ain't got no water.
and the cop's like, you should know better. And I'm like, yeah, you should have known better, Toad.
so
You're in a dictatorship.
Yeah.
So Mojo Nixon's a strange like addition for here, because I remember listening to him all the time in high school.
Yes.
Like he was a big like burn down the mall and kill all the lawyers was like a staple for angsty CV Smith in high school. And then he comes out here being like, yeah, I'll do Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, no problem. I don't care.
With his mushroom haircut.
With his mushroom
I
hat.
kind of love it.
I do kind of love it too.
I think on the Super Mario Brothers episode, I only remember Mojo Nixon from Redneck Rampage because he was like on the soundtrack.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
And one of his songs, he's talking about dingleberries hanging off his butt. I thought it was the funniest shit when I was a kid.
He's such a
McDonald's can kiss my butt. It's a big hairy butt.
I guess that quarter pounder with cheese was giving him a lot of dingles.
Yeah, Royale with cheese.
Like I was
The
in,
metric
Yeah, in
the
UK.
metric system,
That's
yeah.
what it was in the book at least.
Metric
Yeah.
system.
like I first heard about that guy from Punk Rock Girl by the Dead Milkmen, and there's like a reference in the song there, and I was like, I gotta check this guy out, and I was like, my spirit animal.
And then he's getting arrested in the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah,
Thrown in a
yeah.
chicken coop or whatever.
You King Koopa.
So Mario Brothers are in jail. They get the lie and photographed and everything. And
Oh, do they have are the cameras like guns in the book? Do they do that joke?
No.
Do they put the thing down their pants to like defungify their crotch or something?
Yeah, what was that? Blue Kool-Aid or something?
I don't
What
know.
the
They
hell was
dumped
that?
shit
they
on
do
them,
get
sanitized.
they do get defungus, but like Todd just kind of like breezed through that.
and then they get fungused.
And then
defungused.
Cooper shows up as like their lawyer, Larry Lizard.
Larry Lazard from
Larry
Lazard
La-
and Lazard. Larry Lazard from Lazard and Lazard.
But I swear to God, it lasted like half a page before he's like, "Where's the Rock Boys?"
I mean,
Now, where's the rock?
the scene kind of goes like that. Mario insults Koopa a couple times, and then he just says, "Ah, fuck it, give me the rock."
I want to see this Koopa clown.
There's clown.
This Koopa clown.
Yeah. He can't see you right now. He's ordering pizza. It'll come up later.
You want pterodactyl tail on that?
Hold the mammal.
And spicy, yes.
Then comes in with the de-evolution scene.
okay.
Toad becomes Toad. And then they shove him into the machine. There's a technician who sneezes, and Cooper's like, put him in there because he doesn't like germs.
This is in the
That's in the
this
general
is in
cut, yeah.
the Morton Jankel cut where all that green slime comes from in the theatrical. You're like, what the fuck is all that from?
Right,
Go ahead.
right.
Oh, well, nothing much too. Like, they shove him in there, and he comes out, and he's like kind of in the middle of being de-evolution. Like he has like the morphing thing in the movie.
Primordial. Because he turns into fucking goo, does he not?
Yeah.
Eventually.
This is also foreshadowing for what happens to Koopa.
Mm-hmm.
Why I don't know why they cut that other than for pacing.
Beats me.
Pacing in the Mario Brothers movie.
So where are we at now? So they escape, and this is one of the things I think like they added because of the video game was like the cannons that shoot fire, because they call it like a
Yeah.
fireball gun.
Basically what
Yeah.
it is. It's definitely like a
Yeah.
fireball kind of thing.
Yeah, when you grab the fucking flower.
Yeah, and then Luigi finds the bomb and fungus, and he grabs that.
Ba-bomb, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
and-
got up a bomb!
Look, you see this? He's trying to give me something.
Trust the fungus.
Trust the fungus.
trust the fungus.
Do they say that in the book, by the way?
Yes, later on.
Oh, okay, good.
So and then Mario picks up a mushroom, or it falls in his pocket. I forgot. Wait, I'm looking at my notes now. And they get into the car, the cop car, and they're running away. And there's a bunch of names being Koopa, and Mario makes a joke being like, and I thought JFK had a lot of things named after him.
Right, because everything's Koopa this, Koopa that.
Yeah. So Daisy's imprisoned. They find Yoshi as like that dinosaur thing.
Do they explain Yoshi at all? Because I still have that whole theory that's actually Daisy's mother, but there's zero way for me to confirm that.
That is a good one. That is a good theory, but it's also like, well, why is Yoshi a dinosaur? Is he like, I think it's like, is he like the equivalent of a chimpanzee in our
I guess.
universe?
I think it was just they were like, we want Yoshi in this.
put
it's a
fucking
thing.
Yoshi in there right now.
Yeah.
But nobody rides him.
it's too small.
Yeah, that's a problem.
In the book, it's described that like Yoshi is like the family pet, and like it's a line of family pets. So I don't even know if it's like he was de-evolved or this is like the equivalent of a dog.
Yeah, right.
Like they never evolved and they just keep them around, I guess, like you guys are saying.
Well, they
Yeah.
they also do have those little guys that are like eating the fungus.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. Like the compies.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in the book.
Yeah, they're in the movie.
Oh, they're
We
kind of
need-
like rats, basically.
We need more fucking dinosaur puppets, baby.
They only show them a couple times, but they're kind of cool
Yeah,
little
they are
like
cool.
additions. Yeah.
That is cool.
They're like eating at Iggy and Spike when they have them locked, like chained up in the desert.
Do Iggy and Spike, speaking of, do they get evolved in the book?
They do,
Oh,
yes.
man.
Forgot to mention that. Yeah, so they get evolved, and all they do is just have like a higher vocabulary.
Yeah.
They're still
oh
just
Yeah.
like,
my god. So is the
They still act like idiots.
is,
but-
Yeah.
is the corpulent line in there?
yes.
Oh, that is in there. She's very corpulent. She's very
Overweening
corpulent.
rogue?
Is she corpulent? Very corpulent?
Biscuit head? Is
Yeah.
that exchange?
Because they get
Not
to the
Biscuit Head.
desert is when all that happens.
Yeah, the
is
desert,
after they
yeah.
go through the tunnel when they're escaping the police.
Yeah, so they
Because Iggy and Spike are in like a fucking like car or something.
Yeah.
That's also cut out of the theatrical, I think. Because they're like, how did they get there?
They show them crash in the theatrical,
Yeah.
but there's more to it in the
Yeah.
in the
they are
extended
part of the
cut.
chase scene, yeah, and they do get off in the desert. And then Mario and Luigi, they get their spat with each other, and Luigi's like, well, I'm sorry I fell in love with a girl, and now I'm in this place. I ruined everything, apparently, Mario. I get us the fungus. I get us this. I even invented sand, because they're all covered in
What a
sand.
whiner.
Yeah.
I mean, it is his fault. All of it is his fault.
And he did invent sand, so Anakin Skywalker's not going to like him.
Also true.
Yeah.
Oh, don't let him find out.
Don't let him find
Luigi's
out.
getting his fucking head cut off.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be like Count Dooku all over again.
So they meet up with Iggy and I forget his name. Spike and Iggy. They meet up with Spike and Iggy, and they come back to Koopa, to Dinohattan, and this is the statue of repression.
Okay.
And they talk about like, so Koopa keeps running as like different versions. So you have Koopa the terrible, Koopa the dictator, and then they had one where it was like, Koopa the merciful. He was applied for election, but he only won like 2 votes.
So there's multiple Koopas.
I think it's like Koopa is he's being all of the candidates.
As
So
a
he
youth?
was-
But trying to
okay.
act like it's different
Oh.
people.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
And then Luigi's like, what kind of government is this? And that's when Iggy goes, democracy.
Ah. That's like some idiocracy kind of
That
thing
is-
too, right? Like
that
where
is a
the
very-
public's just like, well, we can't do anything. The rest of the world's literally nuclearly destroyed or something. Nothing grows is the point.
You just kill Koopa.
Well, no.
Why is Putin still walking around? I rest my case.
So,
Well, another asshole will take his place, I guess.
So
right, if you want to get technical,
Yeah.
yeah.
so who was there before Koopa? It was the king.
Right.
Yep. Daisy, first she meets with Koopa, and Koopa tries to do this hypnosis on her, and then like the facade falls off and becomes more dinosaur for a second.
Oh, yeah, that does happen in the Morton Jank.
Yeah, that is in the movie, but it's for a different reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Yoshi bites Koopa to
Mhm.
defend Daisy.
Mhm.
Good old Yoshi. I
That's
love
in the
Yoshi.
movie.
It's
Yeah.
a good pet, yeah.
Yeah, he's my go-to for Mario Kart.
There you go.
Speaking of, funnily enough, Yoshi, it was just found out through like data mining that like apparently in the Super Nintendo version, each character gets a different bonus based on who you're playing as, and Bowser gets the best bonus from like the point standpoint. Like at the end, if you're doing like a Grand Prix,
Oh,
and
really?
Yoshi gets no bonuses whatsoever.
Because he's like the best, quote unquote?
I guess I don't
Huh.
know. Look it up; it's kind of interesting.
Oh,
Interesting.
wow.
So you've been getting screwed all these years for picking Yoshi.
You
Well-
say that, but I'm really good at Yoshi.
I guess I'm picking Bowser when I'm going against you. I need that advantage.
I will
I'm-
kick all your asses as Koopa Troopa.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
We'll find out. Never off camera or something. I
Soon.
don't know.
I don't know. We'll do a let's play.
We'll do it. Okay, yeah. We'll settle a debate.
Heck yeah.
Patreon
There
content.
you go. Actually, that sounds kind of fun. Maybe.
I don't know. My friends don't want me to play Mario Party anymore because I've kicked all their butts. All
Oh,
these
well, Mario
years.
Party's a different beast. Somehow I always fucking lose that game.
I always win. So,
Well, we're not playing. No, it's fine.
oh,
Super Mario Brothers out now.
Yeah. Nintendo. Paying us the big bucks. Not really.
Yeah.
nah. So, where are we at now? Daisy's
Daisy's in the tower.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Koopa is fucking off now because he got bit by Yoshi.
Yeah. And then his little girlfriend, Lena.
Right. Played by Fiona Shaw in the film. Lena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lena, all she wants is just that Koopa dick.
She does.
At first, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Nah,
she
that's all she wants. She just wants, all Koopa is, like, all his focus is on the princess, and he's like, listen, I'm right here, Koopa.
Yeah, she wants to open up that vent.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Get in there.
that
Good.
definitely is a thing in the movie, but she also does by the end of it have ulterior motives because she's like, because Koopa doesn't pay attention to her. She's like, fuck you, and just wants to connect the world just as a fuck you kind of.
Yeah, then she like
Yeah,
power trips
yeah.
because she's like, fuck you. Because
So does that happen in the book?
She does get to that point where,
Okay,
she's bitter about that.
Mm.
So then you have Mario and Luigi at the nightclub.
Okay.
It's
You
the
know.
best scene in the movie. Ketchup and mustard, baby.
Mhm, mhm.
Right, yeah.
Where'd you get these suits? They were my ex-wives.
Mario biting the fucking rock out of Big Bertha's like breast, like biting the wire in between and pulling it out.
Big Bertha, by the way, of all the characters to adapt to the movie, you picked the giant fish and then make her a giant woman, covered in red
Yeah.
spikes.
I'm just glad they didn't do Birdo because God knows what they would have done with that.
Oh, yeah. Bow.
So
Birdo's my deep throat queen. You ever see that fucking hat? I gotta get that hat.
oh god, it's a children's show, Joe.
You keep
Stop
saying,
saying that. That's gonna get cut out almost every time.
You keep saying that. You can't say it in the video.
Okay, it's a children's book, Joe.
Maybe.
As far as I could tell, yeah. big fight scene at the club. Big Bertha helps him out, kisses Mario because no one can resist the charm of a Mario.
No, it's that mustache, man.
Your main man, you can't spam.
That's in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Perfect. Yeah, and also
Your man Dane.
the way that you punched my face.
Yeah.
The way that your knuckles cracked as they hit me in the face. Could you do it again?
That's kind of great that's all in there.
Oh, it was good. So
Do they dance to
No, they don't mention the dancing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Other thing, speaking of dancing, and this is something that I was kind of mad about because that was such a highlight of my remembering it was the elevator dance scene.
Yeah, the Goomba polka.
It's not in there?
It's not in there. They're in the elevator. They turn the corner and they're hiding in the corner and all the Goombas, they come in, right? And they just end scene. That's it.
He couldn't figure out how to translate that?
Frank Welker gets no love.
I don't know.
I mean, what would you really have put on the page? Mario and Luigi gently caress them while music plays. Here's a tape.
Sways them back and forth.
Luigi gently grabbed a Goomba by the waist and gently started to sway it back and forth. Before they knew it, all the Goombas were dancing and created an amazing distraction as Luigi and Mario escaped.
That was actually really good.
That could have been in there.
No, that was
Luigi, let's get out of here.
That was legitimately a very scary, accurate way of his writing style. Yeah.
Could have also just had a page with, get down like a dinosaur, just the lyrics, just for the hell of it.
Open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur. Yeah.
Could have helped him get to his quota faster.
Also true. Boom, boom,
So-
shakalaka, boom.
Do they then put the suits on? Do they make a mention of that at any point? Did they change uniforms?
They do change uniforms.
Plumber uniforms, just our size.
It's actually Mario's tool set that they still have from when they came in, and
Okay.
yeah. So then Mario comes in and wants to save all the kidnapped girls that Iggy and Spike were mistaken.
Yeah.
Right.
We screwed it up 6 times or some shit like that.
Let's give them
6 times.
And one of them is Mario's girlfriend.
Right.
Yes.
So they do that, and Luigi tries to save Daisy, and Lena has the meteorite at this point, stolen from the nightclub.
Yes.
So Lena brings the worlds together with the meteorite. And
We're merging.
And she gets blasted into the wall, becomes a skeleton.
Mm.
Mario and the girls, they go through the huge giant sleigh ride of friendship.
Oh,
Okay.
on the Goomba mattress, yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's gonna throw that wrench at the exact right spot to knock the fucking Goombas out behind him.
Love that
And,
scene.
and in the book, Mario brings out a Wahoo. Which
Beat that, Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah.
that would have been such a good scene.
A
They
Bob
had that,
Hoskins
Bob Hoskins
Wahoo?
Maybe it's on the editing room floor.
Could be.
Wahoo!
Wahoo! So Koopa turns Scapelli into a monkey. That does happen.
Monkey.
Beat me to it.
Yeah.
Monkey.
The origins of Cybo Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there a scene where Mario, the de-evolution ray, hits a mushroom
Yes.
Yeah, and it gets
Okay.
big.
And
it
it
gets
gets
big, yeah.
gigantic.
and he throws it like a frisbee?
Yeah, I guess rid of it. I don't know if he throws it per se.
Because he uses it as a weapon to disarm Koopa.
Mm.
And then the meteor gets separated because Luigi finally finished his character arc and realized that there's nothing wrong with being a plumber.
And uses the corkscrew thing
Mm-hmm.
to get it out, right?
I'm not a plumber. I don't know what the hell that thing
Yes,
is.
I don't know
a
what that
wedge
is
or
either.
something. Yeah.
They're opening fucking champagne with that thing. That's all they're using it for, okay? For a bottle of wine.
Out of a meteor.
Yeah.
They're getting their rocks off?
They're getting them off and
They're
out.
getting the rocks out, yeah.
Yeah. So that the meteorite comes out, and they come back to Dinohattan, and they set off the bomb, which takes a while to blow up.
Do they
Yeah.
explain why Daisy's the only one who can merge the realms?
Something about the lineage. She's Princess Daisy, so she's the ruler of the kingdom, and so only the ruler of the kingdom could bring the meteorites together.
Do they mention Peach?
No Peach, just
Ah.
Daisy.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
It's still weird to me that that's where they went with
Well,
it.
because, again, I think we said because Luigi's the love interest and his princess, quote unquote, is Daisy.
Yeah,
Even though-
again, maybe
yeah.
a bigger problem with the film that's the direction they chose to go with, but they literally had nothing to go off of, so okay.
Because they would have been like, where's Luigi going to save Peach?
yeah.
Mario's supposed to save
I'm pretty
Peach.
sure-
Who the fuck is Daniela? She's
Right, yeah.
yeah.
But I'm pretty sure fans had more to complain about than just Peach or Daisy.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, we're coming at this, 40 years removed, just about 30 years removed.
If this movie came out now, I'd still fucking love it because
Me
it's
too.
insane.
Me too, but you have way more material to pull
Sure.
from. Then I'd be like really scratching my head, like some of those Resident Evil movies. Like, what happened in translation?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Resident Evil is that like there's very, very little of it from the video game that's in the movie.
Yeah.
It
But
runs
this,
parallel
though-
to the story.
I guess it's also maybe a bad example because there's actually like dialogue in a story, whereas Mario is just like level to level bullshit.
yeah.
But I think you get what I'm trying to say.
But like it's very odd how like there's a lot of video game references in the movie and the novelization where it's like, all right, so there's plants and stuff, so we have fungus. That's why we have all these mushrooms everywhere. There's fireball cannons.
The Stompers.
Yeah, the
Right. Yeah,
stompers.
that's like your super jumps or
Yeah.
whatever, basically.
I think it's pretty great.
Or your Karibo shoe, like make that
Yeah.
reference again.
Yeah.
And you guys mentioned in your episode like glug glug glug.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the sound they make when you go down the pipe.
Is that in the book at all?
No,
there's no glug, glug,
that's a
glug.
movie version
Oh,
only.
that's right. So we said it was is it the sound of the pipe? But then I think I read somewhere or we talked about
or
it.
when you get a power up or whatever.
No, right. But when they were on set, John Leguizamo and
Bob
Hoskins were like drinking.
Oh yeah, glug, glug, glug,
between
glug,
scenes,
glug, glug.
and that was the joke.
Yeah, the vodka bottles.
So it
Either
was,
way is fine with me.
yeah, no,
it
same.
was a fun little coincidence that also the video game has a similar sound effect.
Yeah.
Well, right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. So where are we at now? So the meteorite is taken out. So now they're fighting Koopa back in Dinohattan, and they
With their slime blowers. I mean Devo guns.
It's positively charged though. Don't
Yeah.
forget that.
so they use it on King Koopa. He turns into slime, and this is when I asked
Does
you
he
guys.
turn into a dinosaur first though?
He does, yeah.
Okay,
That
okay.
that scene where like he's like in the bucket and you're like kind of like suspense, being like what's going on, and then he comes out as a dinosaur. Now I asked you guys because there's pictures in the novelization, and there's a scene of Koopa with like dinosaur hands and just dinosaur hands.
Yeah.
And I asked, like, was that a thing in the movie that I missed years ago, or is that like
I think it's only the extended cut.
It's only extended cut because there's more of that.
Yes.
Of him transforming. And that makeup is so cool that they do on him. And that dinosaur is actually really neat. And we don't see it for a long time.
Yeah,
it's like a split second.
We get little
Yeah.
things here and there because I don't know if this was in the book, but there is a scene when they're escaping where they put him in the Devo chamber for a
Yes.
second, and so occasionally like, his eye changes into like a dinosaur with the eye, the pupil
Oh,
going the
that's
different
crazy.
direction.
yeah,
And
yeah.
his tongue comes out a few times like a lizard, and a few times he kind of does like one of these while he's walking.
He's always walking. He like walks with his hands like a T-Rex.
It's interesting. It's
Yeah.
it's a pretty interesting performance from
Fun.
Hopper.
that's pretty like go Hopper going
Yeah.
in on
For
that.
what it is,
Oh,
yeah,
he
yeah.
100% committed, and I think that's why it's so great.
That's
Well, and
really
I think
good.
I mean, we're getting towards the end of the book here,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's just from the movie standpoint why a lot of it works,
Yeah.
even though maybe not everybody was, had the same mentality. I mean, you could make some debate about some of the side characters don't really nail it, but I feel like your main, even though Hoskins and Leguizamo are saying they were drunk the whole time and they wanted to be done with it,
Yeah.
they still put in good performances.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that was because the production was just a shit show.
Wow,
on this,
right.
Which is always because again, it's very odd that like they managed to put in a lot of video game references in something that like at first glance is like, why is this called Super Mario? Bros?
Completely removed.
Well, especially
Like-
when you like pause it or you like kind of like frame by frame some of those city scenes like we were talking about earlier, where some of the signage in the
yeah,
background,
the billboards. Yeah,
a lot of like Easter egg kind of stuff in there.
I think there's a Birdo's like market or something.
Probably, yeah. And I'm sure they spell it out.
Oh
in
no,
the
a
book.
Bullet Bills. I'm
Yes.
almost positive.
But I'm saying they probably spell it out a little bit more in
Yeah.
the novel because they have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did spell it out, but like even then, like it's very quick paced, and we are getting to the ending now,
Right.
where Koopa gets
Devolved.
he gets devolved
He gets
into
fucking
slime,
primordial good.
and the humongous fungus that was among us in this movie.
Nice one.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate that very much.
Did they explain how he turns back into the king in the book? Because it just
No.
kind of happens in the movie.
just-
Bless
kinda-
those plumbers.
This was a thing that I teased you guys with for a
I
while.
mean, we've been waiting for this.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
the part of the video where you go, "What's gonna happen, CB?"
Good boy, I love it. Okay,
All right, here we
okay,
go.
okay.
Blow
The
me away.
king. It's King Bowser.
What?
What?
That was King Bowser.
So
Wait.
So is it just Dennis Hopper basically again in the book, or or is it still Lance Hendrickson?
It's Lance Henderson,
But he's Bowser.
but he's King Bowser.
Is he a dinosaur?
No,
Did they just not understand the whole Bowser thing in America? Because it wasn't really totally like, it was kind of like a Robotnik thing where like we came up with Robotnik, but
Yes,
he's really Eggman.
Eggman.
So they were like, well, he's called Koopa.
In the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
But they're saying Bowser, the King's Bowser. Just write that in the book. We might address it. We don't know. Just Bowser.
But then I pose the question, like, Daisy's still his daughter.
Right. Which I feel like Daisy, I don't remember the lineage in the Mario games, but I feel like that was Mario 3. Daisy was one of the princesses.
She is one of the princesses.
And then became obviously more of a character as the Mario shit went on. But.
Yeah, because if we had Princess Peach and the Luigi, you got to have the princess for Luigi, ? I don't know.
And the third one's out by then at least, so there's at least some precedent there that Peach is the main squeeze.
Super Mario World, I believe, is out at this time, isn't it? 93? Yeah, I think it comes out that year, or 94.
Maybe you know what? Maybe they had their future glasses on because they knew eventually, Daisy was going to be Luigi's side piece.
This was coming out.
Mario had to have the fucking the other storyline, even though he's Mario and should be more central to the plot.
Yeah.
But I saved Daniela, I guess, and those
no,
women.
the movie's
Mario
the
is
Mario
a side-
Brothers.
Wow, right. Nothing against Luigi because he's actually I prefer Luigi, but it's just weird that Mario's given this like. I know they both like Koopa,
He's
but
a side character.
Kind of a side character in this, but I digress.
Yeah. So that was a fun little Easter egg because it was talking about like, oh, everything was great when the king was in charge and whatever, and then he just popped in as King Bowser. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
comes
weird.
out of his fucking snot bubble or whatever.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. And he's like this big fucking ball of shit.
Yeah.
Goofing all around. Ew.
Yeah.
So then
Lance fucking Henriksen, everybody.
do we get the epilogue where they're back in New York?
So now I was gonna say now we have.
You're never gonna believe
now,
this part,
now we
Sean.
have a comparison. Who's gonna be the best Bowser? Jack Black or
Dennis Hopper?
Or Lance Henriksen for his
Henriksen.
one line.
Lance Henriksen or
George
Jack
Plumbers.
Black?
Man, Jack Black really fucked up if he's not better. Nothing against Lance.
I can't wait to see that performance. I think it's gonna be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be good. But yes, Daisy and Luigi do their farewells because Luigi has to be back in Brooklyn. He
Stay here and help me rule this shitty city.
Why you wouldn't, I don't know, but okay.
Luigi, no, he answered his true calling. He truly is a Mario. He has that plumber blood in him, just like his father before him, his father's father before him, and so on and so forth.
All the Marios before him.
That is explained in the book. Yes,
they're gonna ride
like,
shiny and chrome into Rainbow Road. Is that what you're doing?
No. They're back in the apartment, and the newscaster is on about like what happened back, with Koopa and the monkey and everything. And they're like, apparently the day was saved thanks to the Super Mario Brothers.
They're called, yeah. They do that in the movies. Like, hey Mario, with the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And then Daisy pops in, and it's like, oh, you're not gonna believe what happened. And Mario does his character arc where he's like, oh, I believe, yeah.
Oh well, because now he does, right? Okay.
Yeah. The sequel that never came.
The big question is, do we have the Super Koopa Cousins ending in the book?
The post-credit scene?
There's a post-credit scene in the movie where Iggy and Spike are in the apartment, and they're making like a deal
some Spielberg type
to be the Super Koopa Cousins
in a movie or something.
Or some shit.
No, that's not in there.
They're going to tell their story, their side of it.
I mean, I would have been shocked if that was in there, but okay.
There's probably a reason why the book didn't get published in the U.S. and only 2 other countries.
This seems like a rare case where it really added nothing to the lore.
It's literally just the script of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know that the extended cut existed, again, and it's kind of like a fan cut, to be fair. But
yeah, from like surviving like VHS rips and shit. But it's actually all the parts that we mentioned. If the Morton Jingle cut never came out,
right.
This is the only source we'd have for those scenes.
Right. Yeah. They just the stuff like with the dishwasher and some of those little like scenes here and there.
And the sludge all over the fucking floor because of the other Koopa.
Does he get the pizza? Does he get the pizza?
Oh, does he talk about the pizza?
No.
Well. Eat this! Would have been surprised if they left that detail in.
There is a scene of the dancing Koopas, not in the elevator. Okay. Like, you know how like in the movie.
Oh, at the end, they're all dancing.
So like in the movie,
there
you have
is
the
a
elevator.
Celebration thing.
Yeah. Not a celebration thing. So in the movie, if I remember correctly, like the elevator scene, they're dancing.
Yeah.
And then King Koopa was like, where are the Goombas at? And they're like, the Goombas are dancing against her.
Oh, yeah, that's a good callback.
Yeah. There's no callback. It's just the Koopas are dancing now. And Toad is playing the harmonica.
Oh
Huh.
yeah, that's
Oh
in
yeah,
there
because he's like
somewhere.
Bob
Yeah,
Dylan
yeah,
now. In the Morton Jenko cut, there's an entire end celebration scene with
Yeah.
Mario music, like from the games. It's pretty great.
Oh, that's really,
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Again, it's a fan edit, so maybe the person that did it added that in, but it is kind of great to hear
that
it.
that
and
looked
see
like
it.
footage.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah,
that
yeah,
was,
yeah.
That was
I meant the
unused.
music.
Oh, yeah, the music for sure. Because there's a lot of scenes where there's no soundtrack to it, so
Okay.
they got to put it to it. Yeah,
Okay.
It's if you could find it's for free online.
It might even still be on the Internet Archive,
I
or
think
just
Internet
Google
Archive
it.
has it. Yeah,
And, or if you want to hear two jackasses talk over it, head over to patreon.com/movie dumpster. $5 and $10 tiers. We did a watch along of it last year. You could check out.
Scratch looking for it on the internet. You already know where it is. Go pay the $5 or $10. Check it out.
I may check it out. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. To go down memory lane.
Definitely watch it.
So, yeah, it's very, very, very straightforward from the movie, with a couple added things. The way, like, because it's written to be like for little kids, you get like these character beats like immediately given. So, like in the beginning, the very first introduction of King Koopa, it's already mentioned like he wants the meteorite to merge the universes together,
Right.
before like anything ever really like pops up. And that's like a writing style with young kids and young adult books, is that like it's very streamlined. Not necessarily like simplified, but like depending on the author, it's very like, they're just gonna tell it all as it is and then just work on from there.
Right.
Yeah. So like if it was like a full length like novel, then
Right.
there probably would have been more scenes added by the author or more scenes from the script or something. But this is Todd Strasser's been working since the 70s, so I'm sure his books that he put like more thought into it and not for a paycheck has more like better quality to it. But it's still like a fun little read. I'd enjoyed it quite a bit.
Seems like a breeze.
Yeah,
Oh,
like a beach read or something,
Oh, yeah.
just to like burn through in an afternoon just to see, man, what the hell is this all about?
This would
Yeah.
be a fun one just to grab if exactly, a beach read.
Yeah.
Mario Bros on the beach, on the Koopa Desert Beach.
Yeah, but Mario has no nipples according to Mario Odyssey. So
Oh, it might be.
Whoa.
Or
There's Luigi though.
cheap beach.
Or
Or
he just puts pepperonis there just because he's embarrassed. Doesn't
That's
want to
right.
look weird.
yeah, I mean,
And yes, it is on Cheap Beach.
We've all been there.
And Big Bertha's fucking
Big Bertha's
hanging
there,
out
man.
there.
Just getting a tan.
Sign me up.
Yep.
I'm watching her
She's
get
in
the
that
tan.
bathing suit.
Ooh. Does it have spikes on it?
You know it does.
So I guess now that you've kind of thought about the movie and we've talked about the book and the movie,
Book to the movie TM.
yes, you should probably go and watch it, Smith, and kind of get the full effect of everything. Let it wash over you.
I will be fully awash in that Mario charm.
Yes.
Just rub that fungus all over yourself.
All over.
Hey,
It
trust
will be
it.
it will be ba-bomb.
Dub bomb. Yeah.
The ba-bomb.
Yeah.
The
So-
ba-ba-ba.
So where can everybody find your stuff, man?
You can find me mostly on YouTube. CB Smith is the name. The show is called Taking a Page. You can find me on Twitter where I just ramble on about random things that I watch. And my Instagram is pictures of books I'm reading and the cats that I have.
Nude, by the way.
Nude cats. You heard it here first.
No, he's reading the book nude.
Oh,
That'll
okay.
get you some clicks.
That would be...
Either for the naked
I would save
CB
that for,
or the naked cats. Take your pick.
I would save that when I make a profile for fans and only for the fans.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Oh.
Yeah. So either that or I have a Patreon for $2 a month to get access to behind the scenes, some things, early access to videos, of course, updates on what's been going on. And that's about it. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's Super Mario Brothers book to the movie, baby. I'm Joe Lascola.
I'm Sean O'Rourke.
I'm CB Smith.
We'll catch you on the next one.